we're gonna talk about whatever, whenever
we want,
whoever we want, and nobody's gonna dictate to us what we can and cannot speak on.
Yo, come back. Yo, I'm hearing some that talk of them, man.
Yes. So seems like you guys love to see us here.
Clearly, there's a lot of you have to say. It's cool though. Something for you.
So today's gonna be a good one. So
Good one.
we are back, Christian,
Carter.
and today we're gonna talk about many things as usual. But I would like to get into the first thing, that is the weird behavior we notice with people, especially in this country.
Yeah, a lot of fence sitters here, man.
It's a bit weird when we see the behaviors, the switch ups, the talking. We don't like it. We don't like what we're seeing, and we would like to address it because nobody seems to have the balls to address what we're seeing. You want to start off with your situation, or you want me to start off with mine?
No, because I feel like your own was more recent, and it shows. That's like a base nigga in Jamaica. That's kind of the main type of niggas in Jamaica.
It's an archetype I noticed with all these people and the boys, the men if you want to call themselves men, but they're really boys in this country. So I was in Colombia. We were in Colombia, and I posted a picture on my story with me and this beautiful female. And obviously I get a lot of swipe ups, a lot of views, a lot of screenshots, because that's what happens when you're Christian Bell. It just happens like that. Anyways, so I got these screenshots, and then this guy swiped up and replied to the story. So he replied, and he was of course bigging me up in a riding me,
rider,
the usual, and saying, "Don, yo, this and that," and then he was saying he wants to screenshot the picture,
passive aggressive,
because it looks good or something, which I found a bit strange. Some gay
weird nigga.
But I said, okay, maybe he has a good intent. I like to give some people a chance.
Not me though. Fuck you.
Anyway, one chance, right? So I said maybe it's not weird. And then he went on to post it up on his story.
Private story.
Private Finsta. These young children have the Finstas, the fake Instagram account. So from he did that, I realized it was for ill intent, because okay, you're gonna screenshot it, maybe you have some fantasies about me personally, cool. But then you go post it up on your private Finsta, which I found a bit strange. So then I was like to Carter, what do you think about this? And you can tell them.
Tell them straightforward, the niggas are weirdo.
We noticed that behavior though, overall.
And you guys need to look out for it as well. Especially
if you're in this country, because a lot of, I don't know how it is in other countries, but we are based there, so we're talking about things that go on in this country. And I do realize also, because you know, I'm a very likable individual, but sometimes I can get a few haters because I'm me. So what I do notice is the people that hate on me specifically, you can add to this, but the people that hate on me specifically, they were always fans first. They were always first. They always were like, "Christian, oh, teach me this, teach me that. You're so strong."
Moral of the story: enemies are closer than you think.
They were always the first. That's why you have to be careful.
You always start off as your closest friends. Always somebody close to you, or somebody that claim to be close to you.
Despise the free lunch. Loss of power. Despise it. People that want to get close to you and compliment you and stroke your ego, be careful, because those same people, if another opportunity arises, they will you over.
Sink your shit, man. Snakes in the grass, man. Look out for them.
Be careful. That's just a point I wanted to address, because I notice it, especially in this country. And of course, the main common denominator is so they can get a piece of. But
it is good.
We don't need to cover that. We know how it is these days. But this would lead into my next topic, which would be competition as the male species, right? And I notice, especially when they're in a friend group, they don't really like competition. A lot of males don't like competing with each other.
And when you use competition to the best of your ability, it works out in your favor. That's what they don't realize. They don't think that way. They think of it as you're downplaying them or anything, when competition is good for a man, because you're uplifting each other to do better.
But competition builds empires. Competition builds strong warriors. That's how everything was built in the world today. Yeah. Competing.
Because I'm pretty sure the women of this day are competing with each other. And they're going up.
Of course they are. It's a constant competition. But of course, most females would be saying these days.
I'm not gonna admit it, but it's cool.
But men these days have to compete. Competition is the best thing. Healthy competition.
Healthy competition, not
as men,
negative one.
Not negative, because a lot of people like to take that competition and twist it negative. Envy gets involved, jealousy gets involved. That's not good.
Downhill from there.
Because then, as we explained in the last video, backstabbing and betrayal gets involved. Envy itself is a very powerful emotion. I'm telling you, it's one of the most powerful. So be careful of that. Since we're talking about men as well, we're gonna talk about our realizations of us becoming men, from boys to men, when we realize that we have to really put on the big boy boots and become men. What was your experience like with that, coming from a young child?
Well, from a young child, I had to really start early, trying to become a man early, because of unfortunate circumstances, which I will not go into detail about, but I had to basically man up at an early age. I didn't go to college, and I started working when I was in 10th grade. So I had to pull up my pants from early on. But I feel like it was, I don't know, I feel like I was destined for that position. I feel like God played that role because it worked out well in my favor. Because I'm sure at my age, I'm far ahead of you guys. You guys. The niggas know who I'm talking about.
You guys.
But you guys won't admit it, but it's cool though. We know the real. But yeah, it's needed, man. I remember I met him in the gym, and it falls back to that competitive thing. Me and him went back to back competing, and it builds my character up into the man I am today. It's very important. Try find somebody that you can compete with healthily, and I promise you, your life will evolve.
And especially the way we met to it was a bit interesting, because
yeah,
from what I remember, I was going to the gym alone at that time. You were in a group, but I started to see you like peter off, kind of going by yourself for a while. And I believe you came up to me, right?
Yeah.
You came up to me.
Yeah.
And I think you just asked me if you can work out with me. So I was like, okay, cool. And of course, we get to talking and we just start rapping. And then we realized that we had similar mindsets, similar goals, similar destinies, similar purpose.
Don't mind me, sure. Weren't we both going through something at the time with that friend group?
Yeah, it was,
friend group type of thing.
Yes, that's the crazy part. We're going through very similar things at the same time, and that's where God comes into play.
Well, the thing is, my thing wasn't negative. It was more like things weren't really aligning. I was on a different path, and they were on a different path, so kind of had to, but it worked out.
Even that situation with me, it made me realize that as a man, you need to provide something, because if you don't provide anything, they'll just get rid of you like that. Simple as it is. Nobody loves you as much as yourself. People are opportunists. I always remember that.
Remember, time is on your ass, boy.
Time.
Your parents not gonna be here that much, so I bet you man up from now.
Time is a very valuable asset, and you have to know how to use it. A lot of people don't know how to use time. There's a saying, time is money. Time. The guy that's 90 in the hospital bed, facing death, seeing God, wish you had more of this, you wish you had time. And that's what you have, especially as a young man.
And you're young, man. You have a lot of time, and you use it. Use that time wisely.
But especially when we look back in the day, men that were our age, because they were men back then, conquering lands, kings, princes. I swear Alexander the Great conquered Rome at 13 years old. 13.
What, 13-year-old shaking her ass?
On the internet.
On the internet.
For everybody to see. Which is crazy.
But it all falls back on us as men, because it's our fault. We have to learn to take accountability, and we falling very short in this race. We're far behind.
Everything, let me get to this. Every single thing is men's fault. Everything is men's fault. Why the world is the way it is today
Or fault.
is men's fault. Good and bad is always men's fault. Men build the world, yes, but these girls acting the way they're acting is men's fault.
Yeah, they're acting the way they're acting because of the men of this day. And guess what? We can't blame them because we see. Social media is proof. Let's go and scroll and see.
You see everything. You know, I had this saying, I said, some girl father need a kicking at them chests. And that speaks volumes to me, because as a father, as a masculine figure in the household, you have to set an example for your daughter and your son. I believe I posted it on Threads or a tweet, and I said, look at the mother and you see the state of the son. Look at the father and you see the state of the daughter. You can see the eyes don't lie. You can see
look in their eyes.
The eyes don't lie, Chico. This is something I would want to also get into. I know a lot of friends, acquaintances, and their parents. And when my parents would meet their parents, even if I'm there or if I'm not there, because my parents will tell me. But we notice that anytime their child is mentioned, you can see the sorrow,
Disappointment.
the disappointment in their eyes. You can see it in their face, just drops.
Because what are you really achieving right now?
But they no, but guess what? They're following the same path. They're
That
going to
everyone
school.
else does.
They're doing all of that.
Fall down the rabbit hole.
But their parents aren't satisfied, because guess what? They don't have it inside of them. They don't have the purpose. They don't have the values. They don't have the morals.
The drive.
Especially when they go up to a first world country, they sell their morals. A lot of them. Even when they're out here, their morals and values get sold like that. Because men these days are lack dignity. They lack dignity.
And a
That's
lot
the
of
main thing.
discipline. There's no discipline. Where's the discipline, man? You all want motivation but no discipline. Motivation is nothing, man.
Without discipline.
Without discipline.
Consistency. Discipline. Keep on going when you don't want to go.
You know what it all fall back to as well? What that one topic you said? Respecting your parents. It all falls back to respecting your parents.
Listen to your parents. Will never, and no matter what you think,
never steer you in the wrong
they
direction.
don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. They want the best for you. You're their seed. They want the best for you. So listen. Maybe it's not for you. Alright, you can choose not to listen, but at least listen. A lot of you are ignorant.
The reason why you have two ears and one mouth. You can hear, man.
Exactly. You need to listen to them. Stop the garbage you're doing and follow your purpose. Get in tune with
You know
yourself.
the crazy thing is, enough of them not gonna really get this message straight to them anyway.
No,
I'm
they're
gonna just
not.
go straight to hating.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to go a bit harder on this video and in this talk, because a lot of people need to hear this. Men, woman, child, listen to your parents. No matter the age, they always want the best for you. At least spare the time to listen to
man,
them.
because guess what? They're not here for much longer, I'm telling you.
The time is very limited.
Just like ours.
You need to give them some time and give them the respect that they
At
deserve.
least respect your parents, man.
Respect them, because I see a lot of people disrespecting their
Yeah.
parents. You see it.
I digress.
Digress. It is true. You need to take them out to dinners, take them out to restaurants, speak to them, sit down and have a conversation with them.
Man, I wish I even had time to even speak with my grandparents properly, man.
Grandparents too. If you're blessed with your grandparents still living, my grandmother is still alive, thank God. But
R.I.P., man.
you need to spend time with them. They have a lot of
They're
valuable
the
stories.
glue to the family. Why don't you realize that once your grandparents gone, the family is broken up, everything, bro? They're the glue. And once that glue is gone, welcome to the real world.
Welcome
Welcome to the real world. Make sure you take time with your parents, respect them.
I never really understood that. I don't understand why people don't sit down, especially with their grandparents. Think of how much stories
Yeah, bro, they've been through it before you, man.
They've been here for so long. They were before the internet. They were here before the internet. They were here before the phones and the computers. They experienced real life. They experienced real life, actual good relations.
I feel like if these girls were to sit down with their grandmother and talk about what love is, the world, oh my god.
What love is, that's a good... What is love to you?
There's no love. There's nothing called love nowadays.
People like to say there's different types of love and this and that. I don't believe that. I believe there's love. And you see, that love that you all get from your mother, that's a different type of love. That's a different type. Do not take that for granted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Do not take that for granted.
Do not.
Once your parents are gone, no one will be here that love you like they love you.
Listen, the father and the mother role coming together is a perfect connection. The mother is supposed to nurture you when you fall down, nurture you and try to clean you up and take care of you. The father is there to teach you how to get back up when you fall. Teach you, no, get up. We're not no baby thing. Get up. That's what the father is for. The father figure is so important, and this is what I wanted to get to. The father figure is so important in a family's life. I don't care, no matter if your parents aren't together. Most people, 70% actually, in prison were raised by single mother.
And guess what? Nowadays, that's what's going to happen.
70%.
So you can imagine, just imagine the future with 70%. Imagine now where it's increasing.
This is what I say though, because I have a lot of friends who are raised by single mothers, and this is just a piece of advice I would give to people who are raised by single mothers. Reach out to the father at least. If he's willing to talk, reach out.
Don't be...
Because a lot of them shun the father.
Yeah, because they hate. It's all built off of hate.
But guess what? Because the mother has been in the air all their life, spewing her perspective to them.
Good to hear both perspectives.
Exactly.
Man.
Don't just shun.
There's no story with just one mouth.
Maybe the father was a your mother was right, but at least hear his story. Hear his story. I have a friend who obviously is raised by a single mother as well, and as he's grown up, as he's touched manhood after 18, he started to realize that he was more like his father than he thought. Think about that one. The mother would say to him how he looks like the father, his mannerisms, even the way how he would treat girls and go about his day. It's just like his father.
I always hear the single mothers always say, just like your father. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that crazy? But they're the same ones to really talk bad about the father. Exactly. No, we're saying they might have a point. They might not. Hear both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
and then
just go for one mouth. Hear both sides and you come to your understanding. Because I promise you, it's never just one side.
With any story.
With any story.
But people like to jump. People like to jump.
And believe whatever they want to believe.
Now, pick a side. Don't fence it, of course. But hear both and pick a side. Don't just hear one and don't hear the other and just pick the side. You'll be an idiot and you'll be ignorant to do that. That's just an amazing point you just made right there. All in one setting.
One blood clot video.
Anyway.
Socials in bio.
Socials in bio. Also, I would want to reach and hit a high level versus low level people, because this can go into some people we know, those guys that we're talking about doing the weird in this country, screenshotting man's story with a female and posting it up.
Yourself, man.
Posting up another man and with a female.
I know you're gonna watch this video as well, man.
You know all of them are gonna watch. This one specifically because guess what? We're unloading the clip in this video. We're unloading everything in this video. High level versus low level people.
This is not just about anime. Remember that to game.
Anyway,
it's real life.
High level versus low level people. Obviously, the high level people are the disciplined ones, the ones with high moral and value
and goals,
and have goals to meet. have a purpose, focused on the path. Those are the high level people. Most of them you will see in the gym, making money, working, taking care of their parents.
Yeah, respecting their parents.
As we said, low level people now.
Disrespectful
To their parents.
Going out, smoking weed and drinking.
Not going to the gym, out of shape.
Not taking care of your body that God provided for you. This is a temple.
Big belly. We see them all the time, and we need to attack them so they can change. We want the best for everyone. We want the best for absolutely everyone, but we need to attack you so you can change. Change is very important. That's what life is about.
Change is needed in life, man.
Look at the world. Change, constantly evolving.
If you don't adapt,
you're done. It's the most adaptable that survive. Any bad thing that happens to you, you adapt. Any good things that happen to you, you adapt. You fine tune your weaponry. That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point. But a lot of people are with a shitty Glock, and they're just like, oh, whatever, they're fine with it, they're comfortable with it. No, you mend, you practice, feedback, analyze. That's the whole purpose of this.
Bro, you're put here for a reason. I was saying the first video, it comes back to this. Don't just feel like you're just here for no reason. Don't feel like you just don't have a purpose. I promise you, man. Work on yourself. You're going to figure it out, man. Promise you.
And people might say, oh, why are we going on like this? Why are we coming at people like this? Listen, I have this saying too. If you knew what we knew, you would think and act like us too. You would do the same thing, because look how much things we know. Look how much we see go on.
We're doing it because we see the future. We're basically seeing how this shit gonna end up. We're trying to help the people that want to be helped. That's basically what we're doing this for.
This whole world runs on energies. We see the bad energies. We feel the bad energies. We feel the good energies. We know who's steady on their purpose. We know who's not. And as we said, a common denominator between those two are the moods that their parents are in. You can see it straight with their parents.
You can tell when somebody's in a bad household. You can just tell. You can see by the energy.
But
you can just feel it.
That annoys me personally, because I don't like seeing 40, 50, 60-year-old parents absolutely distraught about their children. It is absolutely disgusting, and I want that to change, because I can see male and female, son and daughter. I can see it. You know how much it breaks a father's heart to know that their daughter is it breaks them to the core, and you can see it. You can see by their archetype, everything changes.
You can just see
the wrinkles, the bags under the eye,
face,
grey hair. All of a sudden the hair turned grey.
Every minute they're angry at something.
Aggie.
It's your fault.
Exactly. You see it in the mother's eyes with their son, sighing, kissing their teeth.
You can imagine how much your parents do for you, man. You can just imagine, man. This is how you pay them back.
The only reason you have a roof over your head and a food on your plate is because of your parents. So show them some respect.
Bro, honestly, respecting yourself is respecting your parents. And some of you guys, they respect yourself.
That's why they don't respect the parents.
Crazy.
And that's why now we have built our character so intensively that we believe we are good role models for our children. Are you a good enough role model for when you have your son?
Yeah. You want them turn into a smoker. You're not a good example.
Imagine your son looking at you and say, Daddy, how were you like at 20 years old?
Yeah,
how were you like at 21?
What did you achieve, Dad? Did you do anything spectacular? No.
And then you tell the f***ing kid that you were just smoking and drinking and going to parties.
Oh, I finished 5 vapes in 1 week.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Do something.
Loser.
Do something impactful so you can tell your child, when I was 20, this happened.
Travel the world, figure out different hobbies, do something, man.
That's a beautiful thing.
I promise you're good at something. It's just for you to figure it out.
Search and find.
Look at the world, it's endless. Opportunities are endless. Bro, branch off, figure it out. Stop sticking in the same group of friends that are not going to lead you nowhere 5 years from now, you fucking idiot.
The same thing with opportunities and obstacles. When people see opportunities, you see them flourish. You see them begin to bounce, skip and hop down their destiny path.
Promise you.
But when people say obstacles, they're always miserable. They're hitting
afraid
that
of a
wall.
challenge.
They're afraid of challenges.
Jesus Christ. It's a reason they make video games how it is to create challenge for you. Don't you feel good when you finish that battle? Don't you feel good when you reach the end of the finish line, the end of the game, and there's challenges? That's the whole f***ing point.
Stop playing video games and start playing life.
Life is a video game itself.
Build up the character.
It's GTA. It's legit GTA.
But guess what? You would have a fat in the room playing as this muscular man.
Oh, you ready to be muscular? Bro, be muscular in real life, man.
It's broke.
It's possible.
In GTA is rich. Just build that life in reality, manifest it and act, visualize it, see it.
Act upon it and I promise you'll reach that goal.
Action solves all.
I digress.
The most adaptable win. Adapt, change, move, act. That's what you need to do. We're giving you the formula. We're telling you what you need to do.
I feel that's like enough knowledge for now.
How much is it gone?
30 minutes. Them not ready feet, brother. Them have to stay.
No, but let me go a bit more.
Into the clip.
Let me go.
Reload it next video.
I want to go a little more because I want to address certain things quickly. So we're gonna continue. You see what we're doing here? We're gonna talk about whatever, whenever
we want,
whoever we want, and nobody's gonna dictate to us what we can and cannot speak on, because we're gonna do what we want and we're gonna live how we want.
Shout out to you. You motivate us. Continue. Text my phone. Give me the motivation.
No, but we love,
because you know who you are.
We love when people doubt.
Love it.
It motivates. It's fire.
You.
The men these days need to cultivate the fire blood. They need to cultivate that. They don't have it. They're lacking it. Their fire is dim. They're afraid of the fire to go wild. Forest fire. Make it go wild. Stop listening. Stop listening to these females.
I'm ready for it, man.
Stop listening to these losers.
Stop listening to these low level niggas, man.
We talk about high level and low level. Listen to the high level.
Low level niggas.
We would say we're high level and we're trying to show you the way. We're trying to show you the path.
You see that thing that you're questioning in the back of your mind, saying you're going to do, but people steering you off of that? Do it. Don't listen to nobody. You will be surprised at the levels you reach.
The more people that tell you can't do something,
do it.
Shows that you can do it.
Exactly.
You can do it because they fear what you're going to become.
Yeah, they fear your potential.
They fear what you're going to become. Bro, much things people would tell me not to do that I accomplish. You know how much doubt was trying to be put in my mind? Doubt is infectious and it can grow into seeds of inactivity. And we talked about the importance of action. Never be inactive. Because guess what? That leads to the mental health. Why men are sad. Why men are depressed. Because they're inactive. They need to do more. They need to conquer more. Conquering in itself is the basis of masculinity.
I'm not ready for you.
How they're gonna overcome things as men. And I have a simple one word answer. Conquer.
Just do it.
Literally.
That's a little video, you know?
That's what we wanted to talk about for
Shout
today.
out to the ladies, your motivators.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to them, man.
We love everybody and I hate everybody equally. Christian, Carter. We're out.
Click the link in the description. Check out the socials. Run it up.
Hear that? Yo, dog, get on the body for fling, what? Fling, what? Yo, Frost, push. Alright then, murder one, Ruga get the blame. Did fuck off you one, but every man get the green. How we go to pay them and no like we shame. Go in front of the judge, tell her a badness it name. What if change if a man get